This is really exciting. A lot of people watching today, if you're not really like plugged in to the community and community tournaments and things like that, first of all, you should be, because it's a great community. But besides that, if you're not, this is a great matchup of people you may not have really heard of. I think some people are starting to make a name for themselves, and getting into this game, they get to showcase how good they are. And they got their first chance in the play-ins, but now in Rival Series League play, they got another.
Yeah, it's week one. It's time to show what you're made of, and this is it. I mean, you got to perform, and performing well in your week one pays dividends later on in the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of game one, we got your game one right here. The Clappers and the Copenhagen Flames. And that is, the Copenhagen Flames is a name that might be quite fond to some of our older, not older viewers, but people who have been watching Rocket League eSports for a very long time. Frizz in midfield, gonna pop this up himself. That shot, no challenge by nobody. Everyone misses this ball, but not able to find the back of the net. Copenhagen Flames with Didris chasing this down. Frizz trying for the read. He does not get it, and the Clapper is able to clear it out.
And Chacaron has been in the Rival Series before, and he's experienced some tough series, so I'm no surprise to see them go in a 9-game lower bracket run here, but they have to prove it against a team like Clappers.
Frizz back over, challenged and knocked away by Oceania. Oceania, another Rival Series veteran on the other side of the pitch for the Clappers. The only Rival Series veteran on the Clappers. Chacaron looking for that ball, not going to find it. Frizz is chasing it back, and he's able to make the save. So now Frizz, with no boost, is going to try to carry this downfield. He does get it by one. Frizz trying to do a lot with a little here. Playing it slow. He's by another. Gets the boost and moves it downfield. Frizz trying to get it towards the box, but cannot do it. But that's a great job of moving it downfield with no boost.
Yeah, the offensive pressure that Frizz creates for his team is huge. 71% goal participation for him, so he is a force to be reckoned with.
In the corner, Oceania. Throw it towards the box. Calix, teammate was there, but he is going to carry it himself. And Calix playing with a little bit of a hand injury. He tweeted out that he had a giant wrist of what do you call it? A band of things on his ring finger, and that's going to be tough to play with. It almost took up his whole hand.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine playing like that. So maybe that might affect him. I don't know. It might not.
Well, finding out here, but Copenhagen Flames looking to move downfield. Chacaron back over to Frizz. Chacaron's going to take it himself. Frizz waiting for that boost. Up high, Calix able to get it over to Oceania. Oceania's going to chase it, going to take the shot. Chacaron gets back for the save. He's got to get the rebound off the crossbar, and in. Calix strikes first for the Clap.
Well, we were concerned if it was going to affect him in his play, but he fires off a great shot here over Chacaron and his other defender here, and it's the Clappers who strike first off of Calix's great shot.
So Copenhagen Flames find themselves down after having a couple of solid offensive opportunities. Those chances up for naught. Calix able to pull it away. Petrick, I almost called him, I did call him Patrick. It's Petrick in midfield. Up and around, back towards Oceania. Oceania doing a lot of work in the corner. And Didris off the ceiling, back to Frizz, challenged, knocked away. The Clappers keeping this ball in midfield. Oceania up high, looking for that second touch. He gets it right back down to Calix, who's going to take a shot saved by Chacaron. So, in midfield, Petrick gets the challenge back over to Oceania. That shot high and knocked away by the Copenhagen Flames. Up high, the challenge goes the way of Copenhagen Flames. Frizz trying to get the touch. He beats them on the challenge and steals the boost in rotation outwards. And Copenhagen Flames want to tie this game up.
Yeah, Copenhagen Flames hasn't gone down the field too many times. 5 shots for the Clappers right now, make it 6 as they put another one up.
Calix! Sorry, I thought it was happening.
You scared me.
I mean, he was going up the ceiling. I thought it may have happened. That shot's going to go in, though. Petrick with a laser, 2-0.
Yeah, that's a great shot from Petrick, and it's Calix who puts on the pressure here. Frizz, not the best touch from him as it comes out right to Petrick, who puts it on target. And like you said, a laser to the corner. 119
kilometers per hour is where that clocked right in at. And now with 1:30 left, down by 2, Copenhagen Flames trying to make it work. Find a way back into it. Clappers doing a great job with these challenges in midfield. Petrick gives way for Oceania. Oceania still in the corner here, going to throw it towards midfield. That's a pass, that's a goal. Petrick with it, 3-0.
Oceania with the playmaker now, 3 assists to his name, and this is just a beautiful play with the Clappers. Oceania, he waits for Frizz to play that one back out. It's straight to Petrick. Copenhagen Flames cannot react.
Copenhagen Flames.
Copenhagen Flames, yeah.
They cannot bring it back, and now down by 3. It is going to be difficult. Oceania, like you said, 3 assists on the day. Petrick with his 2nd goal in this game. They do not want to let up just yet. Pushing up pretty far, Calix. Keeping it towards midfield, but Copenhagen. Back to the other side of the pitch. So Copenhagen Flames up over 1. If they can get a goal here, they might have a chance in this game number 1, but might be looking towards game 2 at this point. The Clappers have done a great job. Petrick looking for his 3rd goal. Instead, he gets his 1st assist, and Calix comes up with his 2nd goal of the game.
Yeah, and it's Copenhagen Flames who are struggling to deal with the ball on the wall there. You see Didris did not have a good touch there. Petrick takes advantage, and Calix able to follow up and put it away. Now a 4-goal lead opens up for the Clappers.
So in our previous series with Excel versus Method, Method won that first game 5-1. And the Clappers now, in their first game, are winning this 4-0. I know, especially in Rocket League, let's say that the first game in a series is always kind of a feeling out period between teams, trying to give kind of a give and go between them, but it's been all go and no give for Clappers here in the first game. Time ticking down here for the Copenhagen Flames. They're going to get maybe a goal. No, it's knocked away, so not even a feel-good goal just yet. Does he get one here? No, Didris tries to follow up. He finds a car instead. And the Clappers are looking to shut out the Copenhagen Flames in game 1 of this series.
Yeah, and only 2 shots to the name of Copenhagen Flames. Not the most offensive game for them, and I think it came from the control of the Clappers. They were not only able to keep control of the midfield, but they were capitalizing on mistakes on defense from the Copenhagen Flames.
Yeah, and again, Oceania, 3 assists in that game. He was throwing great passes, had a lot of great challenges as well, just did all of that dirty work really well, and still ended up getting a lot of points just because he was that 2nd man to give it to his teammates. But both Petrick and Didris able to not Didris.
What?
I quit. I quit.
Well,
who's all the Clappers again?
What? It's Calix, Oceania, and Petrick.
Yeah.
Clappers.
Yeah.
And for
Calix.
for Clappers right now, I think for them, this is a great start. And this is exactly how Method started, was they got a dominant Game 1 win over their opponent. Now it's time, can you do that down the line on a series? Because we know that Copenhagen Flames are capable of coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's probably going to be closer, or maybe it's a stomp the other way around. But again, it just comes down to being able to win those midfield challenges, because they were losing those the whole time, Copenhagen Flames was.
Well, and Copenhagen Flames also had a lot of difficulty on defense just dealing with the ball. They weren't able to just get it out. They had a couple miscues, a couple mistouches, and more importantly, we saw a couple times Petrick was able just to read and watch things happen, and they were able to capitalize on mistakes.
And so again, midfield control very crucial in getting into game number 2 here in a second. The Clappers going to be looking to continue to roll, while the Copenhagen Flames are looking to stop them in their tracks and try to tie this series up. This week number 1 for all of these teams is so important. We talk about the depth of Europe, but things can just snowball the wrong way for you so quickly if you're not careful. Petrick, not going to touch that one. Going to give way for Oceania. Shakaran by 1. Shakaran maybe by 2. Didris cannot follow up there. Forces Frizz back to be able to boom that back downfield. Looking for Shakaran, but Shakaran not really turned the correct way to get up to get to that ball. He does move it downfield. Copenhagen Flames, we saw this early in game 1, but they weren't able to get any meaningful shots on net early, and the Clappers took advantage. Here's another pass, that one up high. It was challenged, knocked to the corner by the Copenhagen Flames. And Didris bumped back to midfield. He does not let him back at all, but the Clappers can't score. Didris able to get back.
Yeah, and again, this is the Clappers. When they're on offense, they keep the ball in the Copenhagen Flames side, and Copenhagen Flames, they're not doing a good job of getting it out.
What a tee down, and what a shot by Calix. Petrick coming up with the assist this time, and Clappers doing it all.
And we've seen this a couple times now. Petrick just setting up his teammates to look so good. It's Calix, again, another shot, just ripped to the back of the net. It's a great play.
Only took a minute and 1 second for the Clappers to score, and they're showing why they deserved that number 4 seed in the play-ins and why they took so many teams in those off-season tournaments so far, even beating some RLCS teams. Petrick challenge the other side. Shakaran is there trying to take a shot. He's not there. Frizz up high against Didris. Didris looking for Shakaran, challenged immediately by Oceania, who booms that downfield. Oh, and right back to Oceania. Looking for him was Petrick. Calix back in midfield, does make the challenge, but loses it instead. Oceania back able to knock it out to the corner. Petrick challenged by the Copenhagen Flames, finding it in the corner. And a duel here in the corner. Copenhagen Flames trying to find a way through, making one miss is Oceania, making two misses Oceania, and getting the second goal is Oceania.
I love this goal from Oceania. The patience when the ball comes across the net here. He just lets it go. He knows the defender's going to beat him, and then he beats the last man. Now a 2-goal lead opens up for the Clappers.
Ooh, and you got to love that kind of risk even in your own end. You know, you as he's coming to the ball, he's like, okay, if I hit this, it's going into the net. I just stay the course, and they did. He did. They got their second goal. So the Clappers right now unchallenged against the Copenhagen Flames, who have yet to score a goal against them. Looking to try to find a tee down. Shakaran has to come back from the other side. Frizz booming that back downfield. Clappers find anything there, just trying to find their way through this Copenhagen Flames defense again. A pass towards midfield is not going to go to anybody. Copenhagen Flames struggling right now. This ball consistently getting boomed back. Actually, someone caught out of rotation and off the crossbar, tried to make the save, and Copenhagen Flames get a goal.
They get on the board here for the first time, and it's just Didris lobbing it up over the midfield, and the Clappers were pushed up too far. Calix could not get back to that ball. And Copenhagen Flames tried to fight back here just past halftime.
And plenty of time left to tie this game up for the Copenhagen Flames. Sometimes that kind of goal is all you need to reset the mind, get back into it. But here come the Clappers off the backboard, looking for the shot challenge, knocked away by Shakaran. Well, two members of the Clappers bumped into each other, allowing Copenhagen Flames to move it downfield again. Frizz, the best touch, couldn't get back to it. And Oceania, challenge in midfield, gets thrown back. The Copenhagen Flames starting to put on the clamp here against the Clappers. The shot goes in for Shakaran, and we got a tie game.
And that's what we expect from this Copenhagen Flames squad. It took them a game and a half to get going, but this is a great play. Frizz off the back wall, Shakaran following it up. That's what you want out of Copenhagen Flames, and they execute it perfectly right there.
And just like that, less than 2 minutes left to go. They get back into it, looking to try to take the lead for the first time in the series. Oceania gets by one. Popped up, needs support from his teammate. He does get it. Both Frizz and Didris work to move it downfield. Shakaran with that final whap to knock it downfield. Clappers, the shot in the goal. Oceania was up for that. Wasn't sure if he was going to block that, but Clappers take the lead.
It's a beautiful pass from Petrick, and Oceania, first man up to see it. He was the only guy in the server who read that one perfectly, able to put it and drop it down into the net. The Clappers back in the lead.
And a quick response after 2 unanswered goals by Copenhagen Flames. The Clappers showing resilience in game number 2. Up high to the side, Didris tries to get the read, does not have it. He's thrown back to midfield by the Clappers. Now Calix just kind of rolls it by. Shakaran wants to get things going for the Flames. Didris up high against the backboard. He's got the touch and then has the save as Calix. He's able to keep the Clappers up by 1 here with about a minute to go. Copenhagen Flames still threatening, and as I say that, it does get boomed back downfield. They're going to recharge, reset for another go. Knocked away again by the Clappers. Going to take it to the corner. Clappers up high, just missing there in the attacking third. Calix going to take a shot up high off the crossbar and in. 4-2. Calix gets another.
And Clappers again now with a 2-goal lead, and it's just a couple miscues from the Copenhagen Flames side. They're not able to get in front of the ball. They don't connect on it, and the last defender can't get back in front of the net in time. And the Clappers again, a 4-2 scoreline.
With 48 seconds left to go, no less. The Copenhagen Flames, after what took them a whole half to fight back this 2-goal deficit, find themselves in another 2-goal hole. And Frizz trying to get this goal with time left for his team. It does get boomed downfield. The passing by the Clappers has been fantastic here so far. Less than 30 seconds left to go. Bullying everybody is Petrick, and he comes up with the touch too. Back to midfield, Didris trying to clear it away. Back to Frizz. He does find him. And again, Copenhagen Flames have to get a goal with time left. Petrick up against the corner and thrown away for the Clappers. Looking like they're going to take game number 2, and why not? Oh, I thought it was going in. It does not go in. Shakaran able to make that save, but again, the Clappers 4-2.
Yeah, there's a couple of great combination plays between them. They were doing a great job controlling the midfield, and not only that, they were controlling the aerial side of the midfield. They were getting up and receiving the passes that were being put up there. The Petrick pass was fantastic to be able to capitalize on. So for the Clappers, it's business as usual from the first game. It was a great game from them. They scored 4 goals in this one. They let up a couple more goals here to Copenhagen Flames, and I think the beast is slowly starting to be awakened inside of Copenhagen Flames. I think it's been a very slow start for them.
I think it's difficult to say just because Copenhagen Flames, one of their goals was off of a bad rotation from the Clappers, and then the Clappers didn't do that for the rest of the game. Another one was Oceania having the misread off the backboard. Those are the only 2 mistakes that the Clappers really gave you. The rest of them, missed touches that didn't really mean that much. It allowed Copenhagen Flames to at least move downfield, but they had to make things happen on their own after that. Seems like when Copenhagen Flames are given, they put their when the destiny is put in their own hands, they can't finish. And you can't rely on the mistakes of Clappers to win you this game because they're going to fight right back.
Yeah, it's a kind of a similar story that we saw in the previous series with Excel is, yeah, the Copenhagen Flames are moving down the field, and they are making things happen. And yeah, they did get 2 goals at least in this last game, but they just cannot score more. And they give up too many goals as well. You can't give up 4 goals now, albeit fantastic 4 goals from the Clappers. A lot of textbook plays coming out from them.
Great passing.
So for Copenhagen Flames, you have got to shut that down if you want to stay in the series.
Well, I think that passing definitely needs to get shut down. Again, got to have enough boost to do it. The boost was kind of, it felt pretty even as we were kind of cycling through everybody. Everyone seemed to have a comfortable amount of boost at different parts of the game. But all that matters is when the goals are scored. In game number 3, underway, and maybe another sweep for our first 2 series in the European Rival Series. I'm not sure that anyone really expected that potential here early. We just up and down the Rival Series in Europe, it felt pretty even, so pretty surprising here early.
Yeah, we opened up the show saying how stacked Europe is, and we're almost about 2 3-0 sweeps.
And sometimes that's just how Rocket League goes. And Clappers back to the other side. Calix, he's had himself a day. Coming up with about 4 goals so far against the backboard. Clappers trying to force this downfield, cannot. Petrick is back. Gets it back over to Oceania. Oceania has had some solid passes. There's one to Calix, back to Oceania, broken up. The shot by Petrick is going to be just high above the crossbar. So Copenhagen Flames trying to move this downfield. Didris fighting against 1. Didris fighting against 2. The third man is there. Didris does get it past 2, but it is back in Calix's hands. Off the ceiling, the pass over to Oceania. No one finds that ball. Allows Didris to clear that downfield. He did hit it. It was challenged in midfield. Saved. Didris trying to take a shot. Saved by Petrick. Another shot coming from Shakaran off the crossbar and out. Not in. And here comes the Clappers. Against the wall. Cannot find it.
That was a great call off there by Shakaran. Frizz was trying to whip around and maybe take a shot from there, but Shakaran came from the backfield to follow it up. It's great communication, but you got to put that one away. It was a free shot on target.
Oceania throws that one up. Back to Petrick. Was challenged in a way. Petrick with that challenge against Didris. And now Oceania wants to move it downfield. Frizz there with the challenge. The Clappers. Again, this is about probably as close as we expected this series to be. 2 minutes in, a 0-0 scoreline, but it doesn't feel like the Copenhagen Flames have had much ado on offense. It's been really the Clappers that have been forcing the pace of play. That ball just high and not going in. Shakaran losing there against Petrick. Petrick trying to chase that one down. Up high is Calix. Calix looking for Petrick, doesn't find him. Frizz gonna take it himself now. Over 1 and knocked away by Calix, back to Petrick. And the Clappers. Wide rotations, all these boomers expecting those up downfield, maybe looking to get physical. But Calix, that ball challenged and knocked away.
the Copenhagen Flames doing a good job of forcing solo plays out of the Clappers. They've been shutting down a lot of the passing plays. You see they're getting up to a challenge, not connecting there, but still, Copenhagen Flames doing a much better job of getting up and breaking down the Clappers coming down their field.
Ooh, that is going to be just wide. Oceania has been the teammate of the day, if you will. I believe he has 5 assists for his team here so far in this series in these 2 games. I love when your teammates can give you those nice passes and find the goal. Shakaran over into the corner, looking for a shot here, knocked away by Shakaran. Now in midfield, off the ceiling, gonna give way for Frizz. Frizz looking for the second touch and challenged away again by Calix. Shot, goal, Shakaran, 1-0.
What a play from Copenhagen Flames. They had a lot of options here, and it's Frizz going off the backboard. It comes straight down. The follow-up from Shakaran. Nobody from the Clappers could react. It's a great hard shot to the back of the net, and Copenhagen Flames take their first lead.
Life. There is heartbeats on the monitor for the Copenhagen Flames, who finally gotten their first lead in this series. But the Clappers still have some time to tie it up. Didris not able to find it, and this Copenhagen Flame squad, Corelli, like you so aptly pointed out, have done a great job of shutting down the passing of the Clappers, getting up in the air, making those crucial challenges, and up high. Does he find the shot off the crossbar? Calix almost does it himself. It was a close one, but he does get it just above the net. Calix giving way for Oceania. Oceania against the backboard. Calix with the shot. Calix with the goal. Tie game, Clapper.
And I was about to say, the Clappers are turning up the heat here in this this game here. Off the backboard for Oceania. Calix able to put it on target. Nobody there for Copenhagen Flames. Such a good pass coming out from Oceania.
36 seconds is all it took for the Clappers to respond here against the Copenhagen Flames. And the double fake kickoff, which is, a storied strategy in Rocket League.
Legendary kickoff.
Off the backboard. Actually, that was going into the net. Didris able to make the save. Petrick looking for Oceania. That shot knocked away. Petrick still onto this ball. Cleared away towards midfield. Clappers want to end this in regulation. Calix over 1. Cleared away by Shakaran. Petrick, a light shot. Oh, and a miss. He shoots, he scores, and that's going to be Oceania taking the lead for the Clappers with 25 seconds.
Yeah, and Didris, he's going to want to have this one back. That's a tough one there as it comes off the crossbar, and he gives up the game, a possible game-winning goal here for the Clappers. Of course, they have 25 seconds left to come into this, but that one hurts if you're Copenhagen Flames.
Another double fake kickoff would be nice. Let's do it. Oh, no, it's not going to happen. But Copenhagen Flames do get advantage on this kickoff. Didris off the ceiling. Who's going to find it? Nobody. Cleared away by the Clappers. They need to be able to clear this towards midfield. Try to get it past the Flames. They cannot. Petrick finally clears it away. Oceania just going to keep it away from them in midfield, kill as much time as possible, force them to keep that ball in the air, and if they kill it here, they will. Clappers, a 3-0 sweep against the Copenhagen Flames.